Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good evening, everyone. This is going to be part two of my AI chat. So, welcome to the show. Let's get it going. So, last in part one, I touched on, the artificial intelligence and everything that is going on within the artificial intelligence community and um, what's going on around us. So, I did some more research because I wanted to research some more stuff about the AI experience and what's going on. In New York and in California, they are implementing driverless cars, taxis, um, to put it bluntly. In New York City, it's called Waverly or something like that, where you can go on the app. And well, first you download the app onto your phone, and then you go on the app and the same as Uber, and you request a ride or whatever the case may be. The same concept is in California. I was looking at the interview that they were doing with that on the news program, and the um, reporter, he requested a ride from his app, and then the car pulled up to him. The doors were open, he got in, and they just drove away on um, the route that was set up, I guess, through the AI, the easiest route for his destination. And you could see him in the car, and the car is just in the traffic, and it's just going along. It's making its right, it's making its left, and it's left, and it's doing all the things that a normal Uber car will do. But the only thing is, there is no driver. Everything is done by computer. So the reporter is in there and he's just riding along. But the only difference is with this is they are not allowed on interstate traffic. They must remain within the streets. That's the only thing about that. And you could say it's a test program pretty much, but then again, it's really not a test program because it's active and it's being implemented in a lot of things. They also have tractor trailers now, that are driverless. So that leads me to say that are the livelihoods of um, regular people that do driving for a living, Uber drivers, tractor trailer drivers, their livelihoods are being threatened, so to speak. Driverless tractor trailers, who would have imagined um, that this will be things that are going on in 2024? But like I said in my first part one of the video, if anyone had checked out the Jetsons, I mentioned them in the last video. The Jetsons, this was back in the early 70s or something like 70s, 80s or something like that, that this was a cartoon, but the cartoon featured robotic um, and everything, Mr. Spacely and all that kind of stuff like that. And they had the flying cars and the belts, the conveyor belts that the people glided around on. They had the robotics that served dinner and did laundry and did all that kind of stuff like that. So I did mention that in my previous video on part one. You can go and check out the Jetsons. They do stream right now. As a matter of fact, they're still on televisions right now. It's, I think, the Antenna Channel or something like that. You may catch them on Saturdays, or better yet, you know what you do? Go to YouTube. YouTube has everything, and you can just type it in Jetsons, and it will come up. So then you will see what I'm talking about. Like I said, the person that created that cartoon didn't know that they came upon a gem. That in actuality is a fact of living today. So that's just a little recap of my video on part one where I was talking about the AI and everything that's going on around us. And will it replace the human existence? I mean, the workforce. Yeah, a lot of things now you go into stores. You don't even have to. Sometimes it's not even a person at the cash register, a physical person at a cash register. You had to go and do self checkout. That's a part of it right there. That eliminates jobs. So we're in a kind of predicament right now. Then along further research, that's why it took me a little while to get the part two together, is I have a couple of YouTube videos and some other information that I think is pretty interesting on this topic, especially two of them. So, my first thing is I'm going to present some research that I did so you can further understand the concepts of AI. Now, I'm quite sure that there are people within this chat or that may watch this video and they may comment on this, and I'm quite sure they know much more than I am because they could be working like that. They could be working in an industry where AI is part of their job. They could be researching, they could be doing anything. But this is just my concept of it and how I see it and I view it. And so let's go. So I'm going to share my screen and let's check it out and see. Okay, my first one is going to call four elements of is I got this information off Google. Okay. And it's four key AI concepts you need to understand. Now, I'm going to look at this chart right over here so you can get just like a clear little synopsis of what AI consists of. So the first one we have is machine learning. Then we have neural networks. Then we have natural language processed. And then we have the robotics. So that's just four things in the artificial intelligence concept that it affects different things, different ways, a part of your brain, and all that kind of stuff like that. So it's a learning thing. As I go on further and you listen to the next two interviews that are going to take place, um, you'll understand what I'm talking about. Now, this first interview is going to be with Mark Zuckerberg, and he's being interviewed by this young man called Patel. So I'm going to bring up the video now. Let's listen to what he has to say. This is Mark Zuckerberg, the Facebook guru, and so many other um, entities that he's in. I mean, this guy right here is pretty much, they say he's a genius, but let's listen.
Full of companies that run these closed models that are going to be in control of the APIs and therefore are going to be able to tell you what you can build. Then when you start getting into building a data center that's like 300 megawatts or 500 megawatts or a gigawatt, just no one has built a single gigawatt data center yet. From wherever you sit, there's going to be some actor who you don't trust. If they're the ones who have like the super strong AI, I think that that's potentially a much bigger risk.
Mark, welcome to the podcast.
Hey, thanks for having me. Big fan of your podcast.
Oh, thank you. That's very nice of you to say. Okay, so let's start by talking about the releases that will go out when this interview goes out. Tell me about the models. Tell me about Meta AI. What's new? What's exciting about them?
Yeah, sure. So, I think the main thing that most people in the world are going to see is the new version of Meta AI, right? So it's, the most important thing about what we're doing is the upgrade to the model. We're rolling out Llama 3. We're doing it both as open source for the dev community, and it is now going to be powering Meta AI. So, there's a lot that I'm sure we'll go into around Llama 3, but I think the bottom line on this is that with Llama 3, we now think that Meta AI is the most intelligent AI assistant that people can use that's freely available. We're also integrating Google and Bing for real-time knowledge. We're going to make it a lot more prominent across our apps. So, basically, at the top of WhatsApp and Instagram and Facebook and Messenger, you'll just be able to search box right there to ask any question. And there's a bunch of new creation features that we added that I think are pretty cool, that I think people enjoy. And I think animations is a good one. You can basically just take any image and animate it. But I think one that people are going to find pretty wild is it now generates high quality images so quickly. I don't know if you've gotten a chance to play with this, that it actually generates it as you're typing and updates it in real time. So you're like typing your query and it's kind of like honing in on, and it's like, okay, here, show me a picture of a cow, okay, in a field with mountains in the background. It's just like everything's popular. Yeah, eating macadamia nuts, drinking beer, and like it's just and it's just like it's updating the image in real time. It's pretty wild. I think people are going to enjoy that.
Okay, so that's the Mark Zuckerberg interview. Now, if you just listen to him and all the things that are going on in the background that we pretty much don't pay attention to, and it's happening all around us. Now, Mark Zuckerberg, we already know, he just explained a lot of things that he's into. We got the Amazon guy and Jeff Bezos and the rest of the guys out there, like the tech guys, real tech guys. So Mark Zuckerberg, we already know that he's the face of Meta and Facebook and pretty much everything that's going on right now. We use Facebook daily. Minute by minute, we're always on Facebook. We're always on some type of media. So now I'm going to let you listen to my next interview and tell me what you think about this interview. This one here, it really was very, very powerful, and it was interesting. And it was not an interview that was done recently. This interview was done years ago. 60-minute interview. Here we go. I'm going to share my screen again and check this one out. Sorry about the noise in the background, but here's the video.
Despite
No. All right. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen now. As we can see right there, we think that our AI here in the United States is the top. Got Facebook and a whole other platforms. But if you look at this interview, I only played a part of it because it is kind of long. This artificial intelligence that is being talked about on 60 Minutes is powerful. So I urge you, take some time and just look at this entire video. It's the artificial intelligence on 60 Minutes. You can Google it, it'll come up just like that. And then you also can look at the Mark Zuckerberg interview. It's amazing that how AI, and they say that it's not taking the place of humans. But yet, in a sense, yes, it is. A lot of jobs, like I said before, a lot of jobs are being replaced by computers. They don't need a human to program them. If you look further into this video, you're going to see that the computers are learning at a fast pace, that they are learning with themselves, so to speak. I hope I'm saying it right. They are learning and learning how to, if you put Google in and put something into Google and then it does a query for it. Well, the computers are regenerating stuff on there. This is, you got to watch the video. Please watch this video, and you'll get a clearer understanding of it as opposed to what I'm telling you. So it may not come out right for me the way I'm saying it, but if you watch the video, you will understand what I'm trying to say and the impact that is going on. Now, I work in the transportation industry, and to me, it's unfathomable. Listen to that word right there. It's mind boggling that you can be riding in the street or whatever, and you can see a tractor trailer being moving along the streets, and there's nobody there that's operating the truck. That's mind blowing. It's really mind blowing. So it's things that are happening, and they call it AI. If you watch some of the TikToks videos, you'll see dancing, and then the AI dancing, and it looks just like the person, the human being, and the moves that they're making. The AI is being programmed to do that same movement. So in one sense, it could be fun, and in another sense, it's scary. Now, I travel, and when I go to the airport, they have the TSA, and then they have Clear. Now, TSA, you pay like $80 or 100 or some bucks for 5 years, and you get your credentials or whatever. You can put them in, and you go in, you make your reservation, and you can put your travels number in there, and that's it. Well, then they have the other program where they call Clear. Now, this, they want you to scan your eyes. I feel as though I don't want anyone scanning my eyes. That could be used in any kind of way, really. So I stay clear of Clear, because you really should not want anyone to have your eyes, and they can use that information in any kind of way. Sometimes you get a phone call, and they'll say, well, answer yes or no. No, I'm not doing that either, because my yes, saying yes, they can ask you a silly question. Is your name this, that, and the third? And then you say yes. Well, now they recorded it, and they'll ask you sometimes, do you mind having your voice recorded? Yes, I do. I have a problem with that. And a lot of things now, before you can use them, you have to allow all the permissions on that application. Even on Facebook, they'll say, well, we want to be allowed to have access to your contacts. We want to have access to your microphone. We want access to, I mean, locations. They just want access to everything. And we go along with it because we want to use their product. But in hindsight, it is kind of dangerous. And we see that from time to time to time, breaches and all kinds of stuff that goes on. So this is my next one. Now, this is a person that we are familiar with, and listen to what happens with her. And that's why I tell you that AI could be good, and in the wrong hands, it could be a danger. So let's listen to this one. I'll share my screen again. I hope this is coming out. All right. Sorry, wrong one, but this one here. Now, this is Tamala Mann and David Mann. Now, just listen to this interview right here about AI and its dangers, and the way people use it could be good, and then it could be detrimental. So let's take a listen.
Tamala Mann made a public service announcement on their social media platform about someone using AI as a weight loss scam using Tamala's likeness. She said, please do not fall for it. She is not selling anything. It is not her.
Well, for those who are imitating me, that's not me. First of all, they too proper. I'm country. That is not my voice. And if you can tell, it's who is A Table? Somebody who is A Table? And the AI stuff is real. It is. They're imitating me. They're lying. That is not me. I don't have nothing going on about weight loss, so I'm losing. It ain't got nothing to do with no A Table. So or whoever the gummies, any of that, they lying. And if they don't have one of these, it's not me. So my thing is, I'm so tired of people lying. What you mean if they don't have one of them? Because you with me, and they don't have you. So because what somebody did was somebody went on and made a post and used her like what they thought was her voice. And yes, that's the AI thing that they talking about that they was fighting for. People just lying and changing and doing things. I'm really upset about it. I'm not selling anything. Don't go buy that. Matter of fact, tell people don't even watch it. I don't even want to give them a count on their posts. It's fake news. It's fake news. Y'all, please. It is not me. I'm not selling anything. If I'm selling something, I'm gonna come on here and let you know I'm selling. And I ain't selling. And occasionally, this will pop in. So you guys don't be deceived by these people out here doing things, putting posts up and asking y'all for money and all these things that's been happening through the years. Lies, all lies. I even had my auntie say, "Are you sure that's not Tam?" I'm like, "No, no, that is not my voice." So you guys, if you know me, like the word says, the Lord says, "Sheep know my voice." No, I'm just but y'all, please do not be deceived and try these things because I don't know anything about it. I'm not selling it. I'm not promoting it. So please don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. Okay.
So we do see that this thing is real, and it happens to the celebrities a lot. You don't, some you hear about and some you don't hear about, but it does happen a great deal with the celebrities and all that kind of stuff like that, where their likeness, like she said, is being stolen pretty much. um I forget the actor. He took people to court. There's a couple of them that have taken people to court over this very same thing, image and likeness. They're just using AI to recreate that person. They've done it to, I think, Taylor Swift, they've done it to her. So that's just something that I wanted to talk about. Like I said, it's part two of it. And as I get information, I'm really interested in it because it's here and it's here to stay and it's progressing. It's not slowing down, it's progressing. And just watch ourselves. That's all we got to do. Just try to maintain and um, look at the workforce and see what's going on around us and see how we're traveling and how we're moving and things that are happening in the background. Just take a look at our surroundings. I'm not saying at your surroundings, at our surroundings. Um, so that's it. That's all I have right now. I just wanted to bring the part two, and I hope that you would please just take some time and just look at those two interviews, especially the artificial intelligence by 60 Minutes. That is very powerful. Mark Zuckerberg, okay, you learned some stuff from him and how he's moving, but we go back to that 2019 video of artificial intelligence on 60 Minutes, their interview, and they break it down in a couple of parts. And then you can really just sit back, get some tea, get something to drink, just chill, watch it with the family, or if you have some spare time, just take a look at it. So this is Lady Media. That's it. Everybody have a good rest of the night, day, whatever it is, and hope you enjoyed the video, the recording here. I hope it was kind of eye-opening on some things that are going around. Then you may find some that are not really interested in it. But like I said, I am interested in it. It is a part of the tech community. We stream, yes, but this AI stuff is definitely in the tech world. So that said, Lady Media, fade to black. Catch you on the next one.